Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Rahmat Ali. I'll be dealing with computer networks. So, in the previous session or in the previous lecture, I told you in detail about computer networks or an overview of computer network, how what is a computer, what is a network, what actually is a computer network, how can we access computer network, and what are the different ways in which computer network can be implemented, and what are the methods by which computer networks can be used. And we have seen the future uh, course with this subject. Now coming towards or diving into the subject, what computer network is all about. So this is your syllabus for your first unit. We'll be starting with the first unit. So what actually is a network? Network is a set of devices which are being connected or which are being interconnected with one another to form a communication, to form a means of communication. That is what you call as a network. That is what you call as a network. And also the devices which are connected as individual node or individual things are called as nodes. The individual set of things that are been connected is called as a node. A node can be a computer, a printer, or any other device capable of sending or receiving data generated by other nodes in the network. It means there is a thing or anything which is been connected, like as I am over here and you are listening to me now. It means there is a means of communication. I am the sender, you are the receiver. It means you also can ask me questions. So you will be the sender, then I will be the receiver. A medium is being connected between us, that is internet as of now. It means we are forming a communication. This is what we call as a network. A computer network means a collection of autonomous computers interconnected by a single technology. Two computers are said to be interconnected if they are able to exchange information. This is a general definition for a computer network. This is a very general definition of a computer network. Now coming into the topic, what actually are the components of a computer network? If at all anything is to be set as a, a computer network, what are its major components? Basically there are five main component of a computer network. The first one is the message, that we want to share. The second one is the sender. The third one is a medium by which the message will be sent or transmission medium. The fourth one is the receiver, and the fifth one is the protocol. Now coming directly into what actually all of these things are. The first one is the message that one sender wants to send to the receiver. For example, a person wants to write a letter from US to India. It means he has a letter, that is a message. The sender is from US and the receiver is in India. The medium of sending is a postal service. And what is the protocol and what is the thing that method that we use, or that is speed post or anything, that is what we call as EMS, speed post, or whatever it, or courier, it can be anything. So that is a protocol. So these are the five main major components of a computer network. The first one is message, second one is the sender, third one is a transmission medium, fourth one is the receiver, and fifth one is the protocol. If at all if you see this diagram, this is the sender, actually this is a message, this is a message, or these are the protocols, or you can say a protocol in which the rules are being set, like how it will be sent and all these things. A protocol, sender, medium, receiver, and again the same protocol. It means this is the message that is being sent on the medium. We will see what are the mediums by which we can send and receive the messages in the coming slides. So these are the five major components of a computer network. Now, how data will flow or how the communication takes place. There are three things by which communication take place. The first one is simplex type of communication, the second one is half duplex, and the third one is full duplex type of communication. Now what is this simplex, half duplex and full duplex? For an example I'll tell you and think, like if you are on a mic, if you want to say something on the mic or you have a loudspeaker, it is a simplex type of communication. It means only the person who is on the mic can speak. He cannot listen anything. But only he can speak. It means it is always a one-way communication. These type of communication which is only one way is called as simplex communication or simplex data flow. Now coming towards the second one, half duplex. What do you mean by half duplex? If you have seen a walkie-talkie, in that if at all one person is speaking, the other person can only listen. If at all another person is speaking, the first person need to listen. It means it is a halfway communication. It means one is speaking, other need to listen. If at all another is speaking, the first need to speak. In this way the things will happen. First speaking, second listening, first speaking. In this way or this type of communication is called as half duplex communication. The best example of half duplex communication is the walkie-talkie. If you have seen any walkie-talkie with any of the police officer or everything, that is the type of half duplex communication. Now coming towards full duplex communication. What actually is full duplex communication? Your mobile phone, your telephone, these all are full duplex communication, which means anyone can speak anytime and anyone can listen anything at any time. One speaking, another can listen and simultaneously can speak. This type of communication is called as full duplex communication. Now coming towards our subject, what is simplex communication? Simplex communication means this is a mainframe computer, only the data will flow in one direction. The data will always flow in only one direction, either this side or this side. Now coming towards half duplex, there are two stations. If at all first station is sending the data, the second station need to receive the data. If at all second station is sending the data, the first station need to receive the data. So it means if at all first station is sending, second is to receive. Second is sending, first is to receive. This type of communication is called as half duplex communication. Now coming towards full duplex communication, if at all there are two stations, any station can send any type of data at any time, parallelly receiving the data and also sending the data. It means full duplex type of communication takes place when both the ends simultaneously receives and sends the data. That type of data flow is called as full duplex type of data flow or full duplex communication. Now moving forward, what are the network criteria? If you have a network, what are the network criteria? There are basically three criteria on a network. The first one is the performance of the network, the second one is the reliability of the network, and the third one is the security of the network. Now what do you mean by first, performance of the network? Performance of the network can be measured in many ways and depend on number of factors. So what is the factor? The first one is how many numbers of users that network can handle. If at all if you have seen how many users can a network handle, it means if at all there are less amount of users for that particular network, the network will work very efficiently. If at all as the user increases, the network should maintain that service to every of the user. What is the second one? Second one says type of transmission medium. What is the type of transmission medium that is being used? Like what type of network it is, like bus topology, ring topology, star topology, which type of network it is. The third one is the hardware, which type of hardware it has, and the next one is the software, which type of software that is being used in that particular network. These are the four criteria based on which the performance of a network is being decided. Now coming to the second thing, reliability. What do you mean by reliability? Reliability in the sense how much we can rely on that particular network, how that network will help us. What are the reliability features? This is measured in following factors. The first one is frequency of failure, how many times the system is getting failure, and the second one is what is the recovery time that it is taking to recover from that failure, recovery time of a network after a failure. And the third one is cacophonic, means uh, if at all if there is a traffic congestion in that, how the network will upgrade itself and how the network will route the packets so that the sender can send the information to the receiver. So this is the second feature of network criteria called as reliability. And the third one is the security, how secure the network is. It means if at all there is a network of this college, if at all some unauthorized person is getting into the network and accessing unauthorized resources, then that network is not that much secure. For an example, if someone a third party comes from any other colleges and sits in our class, it means our college security is not that much secure. Or in secondary, I can say, if there is a network, there is a username and password. If someone is able to crack into that network, then it means my network is not that much secure. And the second one is the types of viruses. Viruses are of different types, and it comes in different mediums, and it comes in different ways. Viruses and antiviruses, as well as with reference to internet, with reference to network, with reference to local devices, or with references to what we call as portable devices. The virus can be injected in any of the form. So basically there are three types of criteria on network. The first one is the performance, how well the network is performing, if at all if there is an increase in the users, if at all if there are increase in the data, if at all if there is increase in user and as well as data. The second one is reliability. It means like what is the frequency of failure, how many times the network is getting failure and how many times it is getting recovered, as well as it can also be measured in the number of times getting failure and number of time getting recovered. This shows the reliability of the network. And the last one is the security things, which says how secure is your network. Now coming towards the application of it is the first one is accessing remote database, accessing remote program, value added communication facility, marketing and sales. These all are the different ways in which computer networks are being applicable, like how we are doing a teleconferencing, a cell phone telephone and cable televisions and different things. These all are the applications of computer networks. It means it is not that big or that type of rocket science which cannot be understood. It is very simple. What it is, there are some nodes which are interconnected with one another, and one is sending the data, the other is receiving the data, the other is sending the data, the first one is receiving the data. And with this medium, how the data is being transferred from one person to another person, and if at all if I say hello, he should receive hello, he should not receive hi. If at all he is sending hi, I should receive hi, not hello. So this all should be maintained. That all maintaining type of thing, sending, receiving, is all about computer networks. Now what are the uses of computer networks? The first one is for the business application, in which you have client server model. Like what do you mean by client server model? Client server model means if at all if I am sending a data, like for example I have sent you some data, you should respond to it. Or I can give you a small instance of the moment you type www.google.com and you press enter, you become a client and Google server becomes a server. You are sending the request. By the time it sends and receives the request, that is what you call as client server model. This should be efficient. If at all if you are typing www.google.com and after 1 hour it is coming, this communication is also not validated. So these are some of the uses of computer, like business application, client server model, communication medium like voice over IP, desktop sharing. These are like, with reference to desktop sharing, there are many types of applications that gives like desktop sharing, like team viewer, XYZ type of things. These are the uses of computer network. Being over here can control a computer which is situated in America, or which is situated in Canada, which is situated in Australia, anywhere. What is the thing? It is all due to computer networks. Now second one is like home applications, with reference to communication, person to person communication, electronic commerce and entertainment, like game playing, like if you see with PUBG and all those things, and all of the internet games that we have, it is all based on computer network or network based type of games. The next one is mobile users, like messages, smartphones, e-commerce, m-commerce, and near field communication, NFC, and all these things. Now coming, like the last one is the social issue that you know better than me, with reference to social media and all those things, all of the networks. Now coming towards the network component, there are basically two type of components: hardware component and software component of a computer network. What do you mean by hardware component? Now computer network is being, sorry, computer net, any of the computer is been divided in two parts. The first one is the hardware things, and the second one is the software things. Like if you see with reference to your mobile phones in which you are watching the video, you have hardware specifications as well as some software specifications. Same in that way, the computer also has, or the computer network has its component, like hardware component. What are the hardware components in computer networks? It is server, client, peer and transmission medium. What do you mean by server? The system which authorizes the request of the client. Now to understand the thing with reference to server and client, as I have explained you, with reference to Google and your local computer, the Google server might be situated somewhere across any of the part of the globe, but you are able to access that website at your local system through a medium called internet. So this comes over here, like server, client and transmission medium. So these all are the hardware components of the computer network. Now coming towards, like, what are the connecting devices? The connecting devices are routers, bridges, hubs, repeaters, gateways and switches. For now, getting like a broader picture with reference to component, hardware, software and the medium which connects them. And also remember one thing, the hardware that we are using should be compatible with the software that we are using. For instance, I cannot install any XYZ type of application or Android application or XYZ application on iOS. iOS applications cannot be installed on Android, though there might be some of the things, but overall there is the thing, like I cannot install iOS applications on Android, and Android applications cannot be worked on iOS. So in this way, hardware, software and there is a medium which connects these things. The first one is the router. Routers are plays a very prominent role in networks, wherein it relocates the packet of the data where it actually need to be sent. If you see any of the router, it has one in and many of the out cables, which means one cable will send many of the data to many of the people. Router, bridges, hubs, repeaters, gateways and switches. These are the connecting components in computer networks. Now coming towards software component. Software components are the networking operating systems that are being used, like Windows 2003 server. These type of operating system which works only on networks are the third part of the computer network, called as software component. Network operating system, it is typically installed in the server and facilitate workstations in network to share file, databases, application, printers, etc. The next one is the protocol suite. Protocol suite means the layer by which the data is going to flow or a protocol is a rule or guidelines followed each computer for data communication. Now this OSI model and TCP/IP model, this is the thing that we are going to study in the next session. But as of now, remember this thing, in this protocol or in this model, it will show you how data will be transmitted from one peer network to another peer network, or in other form I can say from one system to another system, from one node to another node, how data can be transferred, what is the way the data will flow, what are the different stages through which the data will flow, how the data will be communicated from one computer to another computer or from one node to another node. These all the things that we are going to study in the next session. I hope so, like you have understood all the things that is been said in today's session. I hope you understood everything. If at all, if you have any of the doubts, you can contact me on my email address. And that's all for today. Hope to see you in the next class. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.